Hello again, and I'm James Taylor, the author of Jazz and Improvised Piano. And this is lesson 5 that I'm going to show you here. The objective here is just to get you improvising and having a bit of fun at the keyboard. So, first of all, for the whole of this piece now, the left hand is going to be playing an octave E. This is 2 E's an octave apart, the E down here and the E here. And just sort of playing them either together, or maybe we might play the bottom E and then reiterate the top E like that. Something like that. And the right hand, we're going to use 3 triads here. We're going to use an E major triad, which is here. And we're going to go up to an F major triad, to a G major triad, to an F major triad again. And first of all, I'd like you to do the following rhythm, sort of left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. I'm going to have to put this camera down for a minute so I can play with both hands. This is what it sounds like. And of course the right hand, as well as playing just the E, as I was doing then, can move around, and you can play the F major triad and the G major triad and back down again to E. So that's left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right. So if I play around with these different triads, E, F and G, and the left hand stays on this octave E, notice I can actually hold down the bottom E and just play the top E, something like that. If I play around with the two left and right hand together, we get something like this. Now then, we're going to improvise a bit more now. We can use all the white notes on the piano, particularly if you start on an E. This is actually called E Phrygian. If you like, it's like an E major scale with a lowered 2nd and 3rd and 6th and 7th. So we get. Now then, I can also introduce this G sharp, which isn't actually in E Phrygian, but it's quite nice to use. This sounds good when you've got the G sharp in the left hand in particular. There's an emphasis on agreement between the hands here. If we got a G sharp in the left hand, we can use a G sharp in the right hand. If we got a G natural in the left hand, as we have with the G major triad there, we'd be more likely to use a G natural in the right hand. So, anyway, if we just play the bottom E here, for the time being, the right hand can freely improvise on the white notes, and you get something like this. Notice that the hardest part of this is actually getting the rhythm and getting the left hand and right hand to fit together. Don't worry if you find this difficult, because everybody does, but just bear with it and work towards a regular pulse, and what you're doing will sound good anyway, and it's all part of the learning process. Anyway, so I can alternate the chords in the right hand while the left hand plays the bottom E, with the improvisation in the right hand while the left hand plays the bottom E, and I get this sort of an effect. finally, the left hand can move up from this bottom E. We can play the bottom E, and using the pedal, I'll put the pedal down now, you can play this E major chord, E major triad, going to an F major triad, going to a G major triad, and back down. So we can play that bottom E, then we can move around, maybe again. And the right hand can play over the top of this. And the right hand here doesn't have to be too complicated. You can do something fairly simple over the top. And of course you can chop and change. Sometimes the left hand might play the octave E, and the right hand plays the chords here. Other times the left hand might just play the chords here, and the right hand might improvise over the top. The parts are fairly freely interchangeable, so just have lots of fun. Perhaps you know, sometimes the right hand will play the triads, and other times the left hand will play the triads, and whenever possible, the right hand can improvise over the top. You can also introduce this wonderful flamenco chord. Here's your E major triad. Now then, if I play an E, F, and an A and a B, we get this wonderful, and I can go back to the E chord again. Back to the E major triad. And the right hand can improvise freely over the top of this, using the white notes plus that G sharp. This is a very effective improvisation, but it's actually pretty difficult. So anyway, have fun with it. It's actually quite fun to be introduced to this Phrygian idea anyway, and to play with it. And obviously it'll bring on your improvisation and your understanding of the way the keyboard system works. Have fun with this. This is lesson 5 on page 12 of Jazz and Improvised Piano, a book which I highly recommend you get.